So, good evening, all. Today we are going to have a glimpse of 21st century skills. So, before we begin the session, let's have an idea why these 21st century skills are important. So, 21st century skills involve creative thinking, collaboration, problem solving, uh, critical thinking, and all. So, what do you think? Why 21st century skills are important in today's world? So you can unmute yourself and answer, or you can type your answer in the chat box. Okay, Disha, are there any responses in the chat box?
So far, I can't see any. I think people are thinking about it.
Okay. So, okay, let's think together and proceed with the discussion. So 21st century skills, like I said, involve problem solving, collaboration, creative thinking, critical thinking. All these skills are important in today's world because they first of all help in coping up with the changing environment. They build leadership qualities, they help in uh, fostering innovation and etc. So
yes, Megha, Parnashri has written about leadership. Yes, Parnashri, correct. Anybody else who would like to say something about it? Why do we need 21st century skills? Is it so important for us to know about them that we are conducting a session today about it? Okay.
Okay, all the answers are welcome. I feel other might have the similar point of views. So right now, all of you might be seeing 4 images on your screen. Please let me know if you're able to see all the 4 images. If yes, you can type. Yeah. So everybody is able to see all the 4 images on the screen. So can you guess who are these people?
Mohammed is raising his hand or is giving thumbs up. Yes, Mohammed. Could you give a quick guess about any or all of these 4 people? Can you tell us anything about them?
Mohammed, you can unmute and say.
Okay, yes, kept his thumb down. I guess that was for the previous thing.
Okay.
Yes, somebody has said Einstein, Marie Curie. So first one is Einstein and second one is Marie Curie. What about the remaining 2 people? Rama ma'am said it was Einstein and Marie Curie. What about the remaining 2 people? The first one is Einstein. Yes, correct, Ned.
So can you guess who is the third one? Okay, let me give you a hint. He's a famous painter. His paintings are really famous.
Is that someone Picasso?
Yeah, he's Picasso.
So he's a Picasso. And the Parnashri also said he's Pablo Picasso, correct. And the last one, any quick guesses on the last one?
Okay, hint for the last image is she's a very famous lady who has who owns Purna Brahma restaurant chain. So now,
is she Jayanti Kathale?
yes,
very
absolutely
good. Yes,
right.
correct.
She's Jayanti Kathale. So now we can see that all the 4 people who are on the screen are from different fields. They are from art field, they are from science field, they are from food industry. So do you have any opinion about who is creative among all these people? Who do you think is creative among these four people?
Picasso.
Picasso. Okay. Anybody else?
Ma'am,
Dr. Emma is saying all of them. So we have Picasso as one option. We have all as another option. Anybody else? Sonali is also saying everyone.
Sonali is also saying everyone.
All
Okay.
have, Mohammed is saying all have different minds. Okay.
Okay.
Are in their field. Okay. So I am assuming that few people are stuck on one of them, that is Picasso, and few people are telling all of them. So we don't know exactly how to lady in food chain. Okay. So for that to understand, as Megha said, who amongst this is creative? To understand that, let's first know what is being creative. So can we just quickly or can you all just quickly tell me what do you all mean by being creative, or what is your definition of being creative? When someone says in your class that this person is being creative, or somebody has done this creatively, so what do you all understand by that, or how will you define creativity? You all can write in the chat box like how could you all define creativity, or you all could unmute and say any ways would work.
Creativity means
So I'm getting a lot of responses in the chat box. Let me read them out. Mohammed is saying relating to or involving the use of imagination or original ideas to create something. So creative is someone who is creating something. Mir Nagpuri is saying it means very beautiful or someone's own idea. So beautiful is something related to aesthetic, and ideas, again, there's another thing. Creativity means if you can use your brain with imagination, own ideas. What else, people? Being unique. Parnashri is saying being unique. Being unique in what sense? In terms of ideas, in terms of drawing? Yes, Parnashri, can you tell us being unique in what sense? All things. Okay, very good. Okay, so if we sum this up together, Megha, can you go to the next slide?
Yeah.
So as you all said, that being unique, that is thinking differently, thinking out of the box, or coming up with new ideas. Somebody said that coming up with different ideas, so that is new ideas or novel ideas. Or the other one is ability to see things from a different point of view, and that is what is basically being creative. So creativity is not just limited to being aesthetically pleasing. That is the when the four images were kept in front of you all, I could see one student answering that Pablo Picasso is one who is being creative. Now, why you all could think of that? Because we generally tend to relate creativity with being aesthetically pleasing. But creative means creative in all ways. Like you could think differently, or you could present differently. So you could have unique ideas, or you could think out of the box. So that is what basically is being creative. And that is the reason why out of all these four images, as Megha had asked the question, now if I'm raising the same question again, who amongst all of these four images do you all think is creative? What could be the answer now? Still, is it one person or all of them? All. Okay, very good. Megha, can we go to the next slide?
Yeah. So as many people pointed out, like all people are creative who are right now there on the screen. For example, Einstein, like why are we calling him creative? Because he could think out of the box. Like in his era, everyone thought that time is absolute. time is absolute means time cannot be different for different people. It can't be relative. But he was the one who could think that time is not absolute. Time can be different for different people. So this was out of box thinking. Similarly, as Disha discussed earlier, coming up with novel ideas, even I think Mohammed and two more students said that coming up with new ideas, creating something new is also creativity. So what Marie Curie did, she came up with a novel experiment to study radioactivity. Even that's why even she is there in the list. Also, Jayanti, like one of the student pointed out, Jayanti Kathale is a creative person. The answer is definitely yes, because she is presenting her dishes very creatively. So she's being unique in her presentation, in her food. So like now all you people pointed out, all the four peoples here are creative. Now let's tickle our brains a bit and try to think creatively. So here are four drawings on your screen. You have to use all the four drawings and create something new. Am I clear?
Yes, Megha.
Yeah, so one has to use all these four elements and create something new. And one of the major constraint theories, you can use each element only once. You cannot repeat the element. For example, you can use circle only once, you can use cloud only once. You can't repeat any of the element. And what is allowed is you can scale up and scale down. You can draw a you can change the size of the circle, like one circle can be big, triangle can be small. All these things are allowed. So scale up and scale down is allowed. The next is overlap. Overlap is like what you can see on the screen right now. Like circle and cloud are overlapping, or one can say that cloud is hidden behind the circle. So this thing is allowed. And third thing which one can try is rotate. So we can rotate the shapes and try to combine all the elements and create something new. So here we have 5 minutes for drawing. Do let me know when your drawings are done. You can on your camera and show the images. Or if possible, you can also send the images on the IWSA WhatsApp group.
Kids, we are waiting to see how creatively you all can combine these four images. So please turn your cameras on.
Elements are these four elements. I hope all can see these four elements clearly.
Yeah, they are visible.
Yeah. In case someone is attending from mobile, shapes are not clearly visible, then do let us know. We can verbally also describe these shapes or these four drawings.
Mohammed has raised his hand. Yes, Mohammed, you have a question or a doubt? Okay, he's trying to show something. So
Okay.
he has drawn a circle as a face of a man, the cloud as his hair, the nose, the triangle as his nose, and the crescent moon as his like the mouth. So that's basically a human face. Mohammed,
Okay.
could you think of anything else apart from that?
Neer has also Neer is also showing something. He has drawn.
I could see
Megha and Disha, can you stop sharing so that we can see this and it gets recorded? Because
yeah, sure.
Can you show again, Mohammed, your thing and
Mohammed, can you please share it again with us?
And you can also unmute and speak and describe your drawings as well.
Yes, Mohammed, you can describe your drawing.
What I do is basically a out of shape. So I use triangle as I just minimize the size and used as a triangle as a nose, and then the cloud as the hair, and I just enlarge the circle as the face, and the moon as the smile.
Very good. Thank you, Mohammed. Yeah. Anybody else who has drawn? Parnashri is trying to show us something. Yes, Parnashri, can you unmute and describe your drawing?
Ma'am, I have used the triangle as the cone and the cloud shape as the ice cream and the circle and the crescent shape as the cherry.
Okay, so topping and cherry. Yeah, very good. Thank you, Parnashri. Anybody else? Prashant is showing the drawing. Yes, Prashant. Prashant, you have to describe also. So could you describe it as it for us?
Sorry, ma'am, I forgot to rename, but this is my name is Meet.
Okay.
And I've drawn a man's head
Mhm.
and a cap as a triangle, and yours is thinking this is a birthday night, and here I've shown the moon, half moon.
Okay.
This is the moon type.
So this is kind of a drawing where man is celebrating his birthday under moonlight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Anita has also drawn something. Anita, could you describe it for us?
Ma'am, I have drawn a scenery of night. There are
Mhm.
moon, cloud, and one house and a tree.
So Anita, here you have made a small mistake. So
Yes.
the constraint was you can use only the given elements, the 4 elements
Oh.
which were there on the screen, and you can use one element only
once.
once. You can't repeat the element.
Okay.
So you can't use other elements as well. For example, here I can see a rhombus, here I can see a rectangle, here I can see squares in the house. So this is not allowed.
Okay, ma'am.
You
Yeah.
can try drawing it again. Yes, Arya,
Yeah.
you have also drawn something. Could you share it with us?
Yes, ma'am, I have drawn a flower.
Okay.
Wow.
Ma'am, the
And could you-
circle as its base and cloud as its petals, the crescent shape as its stem and triangle as its leaf.
Okay. So apart from human figure and ice cream, now we are getting a flower. What else? Anybody has tried to draw?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
I drawn this picture.
Ma'am, you're not audible to me. Disha, are you able to hear ma'am's voice?
But it's very low.
Okay.
Ma'am, this is the moon night.
Okay.
I drawn a triangle for house and circle for door. Like this.
We can't see the image. I think the camera is off. Could you please turn it on, if possible?
Like this, ma'am.
Okay, so I can see a
Okay.
triangle and a circle too. Okay. Thank you.
Door
Mhm.
and moon.
Okay.
Ma'am? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I have made a board, so I will show you.
Sure, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is my boat,
Mm-hmm.
and this is cloud, and this is moon, and
Mhm.
triangle shape, and a moon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Ria.
welcome.
Anybody else? Okay.
Thank you, Ria. So, like now we saw, just a second. Yeah. So, like now we saw, most of the people have either tried to draw a human face or ice cream or a scenery. When we did this experiment with other set of kids, we found the similar results. Like most of the solutions were either ice creams or human figure. Then we did this test one more time with the kids, and we figured out that when we gave the second chance to kids and asked them to think harder, they came up with more creative solutions. For example, one student came up with the ship, and the second student came up with the Aladdin ka chirag, from which Dhua is coming. So let's now try to think more creatively and give our best to combine these four elements, and let's see what else we can come up with.
So
Other
this
than
time, no.
scenery.
Yeah. So this time, no human face, no ice cream, no pizza, and no scenery.
Scenery.
We want something new. So let's see how we could combine this and create something unique. As we said, something out of the box.
I assume that all the participants remember the shape. So I will stop the screen sharing so that they can show what they have drawn.
Once you all are done, you all can just unmute and turn the camera and show us your drawing. And see to it that this time, while you're creating something new by combining, see to it that all the four elements touch each other, that they come out as one thing and not the scenery, like somebody thinking or some mountains, as you all showed. Combine all of the four elements together and make something new out of it. Just as Megha had shown on a screen, that Aladdin ka chirag, or a ship which has all the four elements combined together. Anita is showing her drawing. Yes, Anita, could you describe it for us?
Ma'am, I have made a jar. I have used circle and the moon shape and the triangle, and in the middle, the cloud shape I have used as a flower.
Okay, so it's a jar.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else? So now we are thinking something apart from human figure. Now we have gone to jar. I want some more answers, some more ideas, some more solutions from you people. 2 more minutes to complete this activity. Megha, you're on mute, so we can't hear you.
Yeah, thank you. So like now Anita broke her barriers and pushed herself harder and came up with something really new, which was not listed on in our slides, which was jar. So let's hope that we get more drawings. So Meet is showing something. Meet, can you describe what you have drawn?
Ma'am, I've drawn a plate, and below it I've kept the object, the circle, means it was. So it is a type of stand, and above that I've kept an electronic device which is not working, and the smoke is coming out of it.
Oh,
Oh, that's a really good imagination. It's just that you have used one extra cloud, but that's okay.
Ma'am, I've made an eye.
mm-hmm.
Wait, I will show you.
Yeah.
Yes. Tia, right?
Just a second.
Yes, it's Ria.
Ma'am, I'm unable to switch the camera. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Till the time anybody else who wants to show their drawing.
Ma'am, I drawn this picture, doll.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
can you see?
Hair.
Just a minute. I'll
huh.
just take one person at a time. So Ria is trying to show, but Ria let RS Enterprises. I don't know the name of the person. Let them complete, and then we'll get back to you. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So yes, ma'am, you were describing something. Could you just complete it for us? You had drawn a.
She had drawn a doll.
Okay, a doll. Okay.
Doll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Ria. So
Yes,
Ria
ma'am, I
has.
tried to make an eye.
Mm-hmm.
So I've used all the shape.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can see her drawing. This is really creative.
Thank you, ma'am.
Like
Anybody
we had
else?
never got eye before this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Thank you.
Parnashri is showing something. Yes, Parnashri, could you unmute and describe it for us?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this is a party hat. I have used this triangle as the cap and this crescent shape as the thread.
Okay, the
And
rubber
this,
band thing.
yes, and this is the decoration. And over here, we can say it as a hen or a bird. I have used this as its body and the triangle as the legs and
Oh,
circle as face and this cloud as the hairs.
I thought it to be some kind of diya which is being used in Diwali. Anyways, we both interpreted it in a different manner, but I liked it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anybody else? Thank you, Parnashri. So we could see that when we push ourselves a bit harder and try to think in a different way with the same elements, we could combine them and come out with some different and some really nice ideas. As we could see, they were presented on the screen by all of us. So let's go ahead and do one more activity. So that activity is generally we use paper clips to hold papers. So what else could the paper clips do apart from holding the papers? Could you all think about it in a little more creative way and tell us, like, apart from holding the papers, where do we use paper clips, or in what ways we could use paper clips? Make a chain. Okay. So some kind of jewelry. Anything else apart from making chain and holding papers? Any other use of paper clips do we know? To turn them and make a cloth hanger. Okay.
Parnashri is saying in decorations and also as a bookmark.
Bookmark. Very good. Anybody else? So we got, as of for now, we got it to be used as a jewelry for making chains, to decorate it and make a bookmark, to turn them and make a cloth hanger. Anything else apart from that? Like I have used it most of the times when I don't find that SIM ejector tool to remove the SIM card or the memory card from the phone. So have you all used it at any point of time?
Yeah, even I have used that as a SIM ejector.
Okay. A pin for what, Meet? Can you just describe it?
Means like you said, then we need a pen to open the SIM. So we can use the paper clip like this.
If you're showing, we can't see because your camera is off.
No, he was speaking. That's why his screen appeared. Mohammed is saying we can use it to fix a zipper.
How, Mohammed? How to fix a zipper?
Ma'am, when our zips are broken, we could just use that. We could just tie that thing to the zip, and we could use it as a zipper in the bags and everything.
Acha means to pull up and down. Okay, very nice, great. Okay, so we are getting many uses of paper clip, which I guess the designer might have not thought that we could use it in a different way. So again, what are we doing here? We are trying to think about it and make them and use them in a creative way, right? Okay. So, so right now we did two activities. One was on creating something new out of the 4 elements given to us, and we could see that after giving a second chance, people came up with many ideas and created absolutely new and unique stuff. And after that, we saw in this paperclip activity, rather apart from using it as paper holders, we can use it as a SIM ejector tool, or we could use it in jewelry, or we could use it as to fix our zippers. So we used it in many different ways. Then why is it that here we could think creatively, but in our daily lives we stop thinking creatively and we continue to do our stuff in the same kind of way, and we don't think out of the box, or we are not being creative, we don't come up with new ideas? Why is it happening that we are not being creative in our daily day-to-day lives? What is it that is hindering or creating an obstacle in the creative, like us being creative? Could we all just figure it out, like why everyone is not being creative? What could be the reason? We all are creative, you all agree on that, right? Given a chance, we all are creative. We try to come up with new ideas. We try to think differently. Then why we do not practice that in our daily lives? Do we fear something? Oiling our brains is required, correct? We don't think in that kind of way. I generally tend to be not creative at times because I think that what if things don't work, and what if people will laugh at me, and that's the time I think that I should follow the same age-old thing which is going on and not think differently. Somebody is answering in the chat box as well. Let me read it out. Meet is saying because our mind does not get rest to think, because we get busy in our work, or we follow what elders teach us. So we follow the same protocol and do not think out of the box, do not think differently. We all are getting busy in our life and we don't get time to think and be creative. Parnashri has written.
Yeah, even I feel the same at times. I'm not being creative in my daily routine because I feel, oh, it will take more time if I do it other way.
Okay, so let's just go to the next slide and read a bit about why we are not being creative. So the very first thing is we fear that what if we try to do things differently, and what if they don't, like we don't succeed, or being rigid, not exploring, non-willingness to take risk, like we are doing the same thing like what our elders has taught us, and we are not ready to take risk and do something differently. Or societal or peer pressure to speak up. What will others think about me if I give a different kind of approach to this problem? Might be they might laugh at me, or they might think, what is this person thinking? So we are fearing about the society. Low motivation levels, our parents or our family members or our friends don't support us at times, and we are not being motivated to go to that level. Giving up too soon when obstacles come. So you all might have heard that people who achieved great success in life, even the case of the researchers or the scientists or many people, so they do not achieve success in a very quick span of time. So they fail for like too many times, and they again try and try, and they do not fear the failure. And then they after overcoming that failure, that's the time when they achieve the success in life. But we do not tend to see those things. We just see the end result. So in our daily lives also, we should see to this kind of things, that we shouldn't be fearful about the failure, or rather we shouldn't be scared about the obstacles, but try to overcome them and be creative and in our daily lives, and do all the work we are doing in a creative manner. Somebody has written something in the chat box. Let me read it. Yes, lack of self-confidence. We think that we are not capable of doing this. So self-confidence is the very important thing which we lack in our day-to-day life. At that time, we think that it's better to do it original way rather than being creative. Yes, this is the thing which most of us think, that the original way is practiced by most of the people. So let's do it the same way, and let's not think differently or being creative. Correct. We often think the easy and fast solution. Okay. So I guess from this part of the session, you people might have understood that creativity is not just related to aesthetics, but it could be to any kind of fieldwork that we are doing. It could be somebody managing their work, somebody cooking something, somebody drawing something, somebody presenting a good presentation, somebody studying. So it could be practiced in all kind of work. So being creative, it's not just related to aesthetics, but in our daily day-to-day life, all the work we are doing, we could be creative in it. And how we could achieve it by developing our creative skills. So I hope you people might have got a little bit of gist about this and might inculcate this in your daily lives.
So now we just saw one of the 21st century skill, that is creative thinking. So in the next part, we are going to see visual communication. So what is visual communication? Visual communication is a way to communicate data or information using visual elements such as graphs, charts, illustrations, drawings, graphics at times. So what do you think? Why visual communication is important? What are the advantages of visual communication?
For me, I think rather than reading out the text, I could just look at the visual and understand things very easily. So a lot of time is saved, right?
Okay. So what other people think?
Yes.
This session is for us to learn. So everyone can unmute and speak in this session.
Easy way to know more things from Kaustubh. So Kaustubh is saying it's an easy way. Dr. Rama is saying it is fast and more easy to understand.
Okay.
We can connect and express ourselves better. So it is a better way to put up things so that the viewer or the audience we intend that information to could understand in a more better way. Anita is saying it makes easy to understand other people. Anu is saying we can get the concept clarity. Okay.
Any more answers?
I at times also feel that with the help of visual communication, let's say if you are presenting some text, so we need to think about the viewer, that whether that person is able to read, whether that person knows that kind of language. But if we are using some kind of symbols or some graphics, then that part is eliminated to some extent, or it's minimized. So in some way it could help. Okay. So we got a whole lot of answers saying it is easy
Okay.
for the viewers, it is fast, it is better to express, like it's a better way to express, and more concept clarity with the help of visual communication. Okay, so let's go
Okay.
to the next slide.
Yeah, just a second. My screen sharing stopped because of some technical reason. So yeah, like all of you mentioned, visual communication help us in faster understanding of the data given or the given information. It also engages student more, and also in the studies it has been observed that visual communication helps in better retention of the information that we are learning. So visual communication, like we all discussed just now, is used in different ways. Like on this slide, first we can see that there are two steps. They have shown how to make a food item. Like first add water and the masala to the water, and once water starts boiling, add the content from the box and heat it or boil it for 7 to 8 minutes. On the second side, that is on the right side of the screen, we can see that there is symbol which indicates that road is going to be narrower. Also, we can now see on the screen that it can be used for representing data. Here we can see that data is represented using a pie chart, which is a very simple way to understand the data. And on the right hand side, you can see your image, which is actually conveying some message. So visual communication is also used to convey messages without using text. It helps in breaking language barriers. So now can anyone guess what this image on the right hand side is trying to convey? What message it is trying to give us? Let's see who can guess this. Disha is aware about what this message is, so she's not going to say it. Yeah.
Somebody's trying to answer.
Yes, it is justice. Means killing a animal. The the law bar says it's a justice, that you're not doing proper justice.
Okay,
Yes.
so there is no justice. So,
injustice for.
Yeah, so first part is correct. And some animal, could we just quickly look at the color of the animal? Or what exactly? Is it an animal or what is it?
It's a bird.
Bird, correct. And
yeah,
what bird?
It can be a pigeon.
Pigeon.
It can be.
And white bird, white pigeon is
White
doe,
pigeon,
which is a symbol of
peace.
Yes.
Correct.
So the message which is which is conveyed via this image is no justice, no peace. So we see such interesting examples around us in our daily life. So now here we have an activity, and Disha is going to tell you how to do this activity.
Okay, so as we could, as we just read, or as we just saw in the previous slides, why visual communication is important. So this text tells us some of the instruction on how to operate a hot water system. So what it says is open the valve located under a geyser. So there's a geyser and there's a valve below it, and which starts the flow of water from the water tank into the geyser. So there's a water tank at your home, and there's a geyser in your bathroom, and there's a valve below that geyser. So the moment you open the valve, the water from the water tank comes, it starts flowing into the geyser. Then you have to next switch on the geyser. So you have to switch on the geyser and then wait for 15 minutes. After waiting for 15 minutes, what happens? The geyser heats up the water, and then you open the tap. So there are two taps basically. One tap is for cold water, one is for hot water. So you open the right side wala tap and you get hot water. If you all have not understood, let me repeat it once again. So there's a water tank, a big water tank at your home, and there's a geyser in your bathroom. Besides, below that geyser, there's a wall. So the moment you open the valve, what happens? The water from the water tank comes into the geyser. Then you switch on the geyser. The geyser will heat the water. After 15 minutes, you turn the right side wala, you open the right side wala tap, so you get a hot water. So you have to describe this with the help of images or some graphics or some symbols in your on your paper, and share your solutions with us. You can do it by turning your camera on, or you can also put it on the WhatsApp, so that the person who is using it could understand it in a better way. If there are any confusions, do let us know.
Yeah, so Disha, in short, we have to convey these instructions of using the geyser using visual elements, you are saying.
Yes,
Okay.
and stepwise, like step 1, open the valve, step 2, what
Okay.
happens?
And these steps can be represented in any way.
No,
Okay.
not anyway. Like step 1, you open the valve. Step 2,
Yeah. No, I mean
turn on
arrangement
this.
of the steps I'm saying.
No, they couldn't be anyways. They could be
No,
like,
no, not anyway. I mean the arrangement can be, it will be stepwise 1, 2, 3, 4, but it need not be in one line, horizontal or vertical.
Yes.
Yeah, it can go. It can have its unique arrangement of the steps.
Yes. Like it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, anyhow.
Or one can use different methods of conveying the same thing as well. Like we need not use the Magiwala steps like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Like one can use just arrows to show the sequence, right? So there are
Yes,
different
definitely.
ways of using visual elements. So let's see what different answers we get apart from the one which we were discussing, like writing or conveying these steps as 1, 2, 3, 4.
And text uses should be minimum, but like let's say for wait for 15 minutes, so you could write that 15, because now we cannot say 15 just with the help of image. So that 15 you could just write it. So that much text is fine.
Can they use some words to show the switch or valve or something?
Like minimal use of words like on or off, that much is fine, but not the entire text, right?
Like the word valve or like the word switch or the current or help or something.
Yes, ma'am. If text is minimum, it works. But focus should be on the visual elements. Text should be there just to support the images, or it gives the additional information. But the main instructions should be conveyed using visuals. And valve or tap that we see, they need not be same in the images. One can draw it differently using symbols as well. If there are any other doubts, please let us know. Or if someone has already drawn something, then you can please share it on the WhatsApp group, or turn on your camera and show it to us.
Some Anita has drawn Amiga, can you? I think people
Yeah,
have.
I will stop the.
Is it
screen share.
visible?
Anita ma'am, no ma'am, right now it's not visible. Ma'am, whose handle name is Aris Enterprises. Can you please switch off your microphone for a minute so that we can see Anita Patel's drawings?
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah, now we can see. Yes, ma'am. Anita ma'am, can you describe what you have drawn?
Ma'am, I have made the tap and I have shown the sign on which way we have to turn the tap.
Okay.
And
then
the switchboard, which is off and on. And the 15-minute timer, we have to wait. And one more tap for the right side to come the water.
Okay, ma'am. So I think Lalita ma'am was also showing her drawings.
Can you see that? The gaze?
Yes, ma'am, we can see.
Yeah, the first one is where you open the tap. It is, I don't know why it is showing clockwise, but in my drawing it's anti-clockwise because that is.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, this Zoom ka in Zoom meeting
ulta
camera
ho
gets
gaya.
flipped.
Ulta ho gaya. And
It's
then the next one is the switch on, and then 15 minutes switch off, and then water comes out from here. You loosen the tap here.
Yeah.
Open the tap. So that's how I have written.
Ma'am, this is really nice drawing. And instructions are actually conveyed very clearly. Like even tap on and off, the way you have shown it visually is really nice.
Yes.
Are there any other responses? Yes, Poonam.
Poonam, could you describe about your drawing?
Yeah, sure. First, I switch on the valve. After that, the water starts coming to the geyser. Then I switch on the geyser. It's here. Second number, I put the number. I have given the number. First, second number, I switch on the geyser. After that, I will wait for 15 minutes. Then I open the tap, the third one.
Yes, ma'am. This is a really nice presentation. Actually, it's not like step 1, 2, 3, 4 are not represented using 4 different images, but in only single image or single drawing, you have shown all the 4 steps. This is a really creative way of showing the instructions.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to request all the participants if they can take the photos of their responses and share it on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, it will
be really helpful to us. So till now we have got 3 interesting responses. Yeah. I hope we will see one student in response. Yeah, Parnashri is trying to show something. Parnashri, can you unmute? Yeah.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this is the geyser, and here is the valve, which is off right now, and then here is the instruction to open it. Then over here, the valve is opened, and from the water tank, the water is coming into the geyser. Then in the third step, we have to wait for 15 minutes. and after that we will open the right tap, and then the hot water will come.
Okay.
Varnashri, I guess you forgot one thing, that is turn on the geyser.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just add on to it. Rest of the things are very nice.
Nice.
Thank you. We are getting very great visual instructions for turning the hot water system. I'm waiting for few more of them.
And one more. Ma'am, we are not able to see the image. Ma'am, I think there is some noise. We are not able to hear you clearly.
There's some background noise which
Yes.
is
Can you see me, ma'am?
No, ma'am, we are not able to.
I think the camera thing is not on. Anybody else who has completed with the hot water system visual communication activity? Yes, Arya. Arya is trying to show something. Arya, could you describe it?
Ma'am, in the first step, it's the geyser, and the second step, the water is coming out of the wall, and the third step, we have to wait for 15 minutes, and fourth step, we have to turn on the hot tap to get water.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Arya.
So she has removed this confusion of right and left. Instead of writing right and left, okay, this is the hot water tap.
Yeah.
Arya, do send the photo of your drawing on the WhatsApp group.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Ma'am, you were trying to show something. Now we can see you.
I made this picture, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, can you please describe this?
Water tank, geyser, then on and off button, timer, and water coming into the bucket. Water.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. This is also an interesting solution. I feel it's just that how to do the sequence is not clear. Like if you could add in which sequence the thing should be done, it will be more helpful. Right? But this is a really nice way of showing even 15 minutes the way she had shown, tried to show using a clock. Thank you so much, ma'am. Suparna ma'am, can you please let us know how much time we are left with, or we are running out of time?
We can carry on for another 10 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, are there any other responses?
Anybody else who is still drawing and wants us to wait for a minute or two, please let us know.
or in case if you want to try this later, or if you want to give this to your students or your friends, then please let us know. We will share the text and the slide with you, and responses can be again shared on the WhatsApp. So, Risha, is anybody else's drawing? Has anyone asked us to wait for a minute or two by any chance?
So far in the chat box, I'm not able to see anyone.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that people have shown us their drawing.
Okay.
So that brings us to the end of the visual communication part. So summing up about today's session, what we discussed is, I guess there's some disturbance in the background.
Yes, there is disturbance, but I can hear you properly. If
Okay,
others
fine.
are not able to, then please let us know.
So today we discussed about creativity and visual communication, two of the 21st century skills, and I hope you people would inculcate them in your daily lives. Similarly, we have many such resources on our DNT website as well, where you could just visit and go through those activities, resources, and which could help develop the 21st century skills so much needed in today's time. So the below on the screen, as you all can see, this is our website where you all can fetch the related resources. So do visit, and thank you very much for giving us the chance to present in today's session.
So before we leave the session, we just want to know who can decode the message that is there on the screen right now.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity and time to do a session on creative thinking and visual communication.
Parnashri?
Such a wonderful and creative presentation, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining. We would hope that you both can join us in the next month's activity as well. So that brings us to an end. May you all have a great day ahead. Thank you.